What is up, everybody, and welcome back. And in this video I'm going to be doing a long awaited van setup. So quite a few of you guys have asked for this video, and today I decided would be the day. So I'm going to show you what I've got going on in the back of my van, my van itself, you know. Also I'm going to be showing you my trailer, a couple of tweaks that I would do with the van because I don't think it's perfect, and there are a couple of things in the back that I could change. As you can see, that's not ideal, so we will be looking at that. And at the end I'll be going into sort of my van specifically, a bit about my van and, you know, future ability, and is it big enough will be the one question, because yeah, I can feel like I'm outgrowing it sometimes, but we will chat about that. But let's open up the back and see what we got. Also, before we go any further, guys, I want to thank everyone because I now have a join button, which means a lot to me. So thank you all for making it happen. And if you wouldn't mind checking it out, checking the packages I've got to offer out. Also, if you want to check out my emojis, because they are very relevant to the gardening scene and I think you'll enjoy them. And they can be used across any YouTuber's platform, I believe. So please check them out and see what I've got to offer.
So I apologise if the wind is bad, guys, but this is my little setup. It is just an 04 Peugeot partner and a little homemade 6x4 trailer that I purchased. But moving on to the back of the van, we will start with the left side. Along the left side, guys, we have all my tools, all my rakes, that sort of thing, my leaf grabbers, snow shovel for the leaves, my bike pump for my tyre on the trailer because we got a little bit of a puncture. With this Kawasaki trimmer, I'm not exactly sure where to have it, but at the minute I've sort of just got it, you know, slung straight through the middle, so, you know, I just have to make do with what I've got, but it's fairly long. So that would be one of the improvements I'd want to make. I'd want to fling that up on the side of the van if I could. So my mower's tucked right at the front of the van, guys. It can be a bit of a nightmare having to pull your tools out to get to it, but it works well. Also, I have put a bit of wood there to stop it rolling about when the van is empty, which works really, really well. At the top of the van, nice and simply, you have my ladders, which is a good store place for that. Moving on, obviously, blower, Titan, and obviously we've covered the Cowie. So I have indeed built them shelves to the right all myself, which is a really good addition to the van. It's helped massively for storage and that sort of thing. It's, you know, it's triple my storage, so that was a win. But within that, on the top shelf we've got some ratchet straps, my oils, weed killer, you know, my impact, just, you know, your random bits there, guys, your hand tools. Below it is where I keep my petrol can, my hedge trimmer, my chainsaw also tucks perfectly in there, so that works out really well for me, guys. Obviously the backpack blowers in the van because it is that season, so that sits there for the time being. And then also this little cubbyhole, which works out perfectly, holds the Hyundai and all my attachments for any sort of engine unit I have. We also have all my tools along the right side bungeed up, which I find very useful. These bungees, they stop things flying about your van so much better than it not being bungeed and you having things falling everywhere. It's also what I've got up against this side, guys. Just a nice bungee. You really can't go wrong. So it's really not the biggest van, as you've probably seen, and it definitely requires a setup with a trailer, especially if you're taking lots of waste away. That is an essential.
So there's a bit about my van setup, guys. There's not really much to talk about or much to cover. I guess, you know, it is just a van and it is the bread and butter of the business. So I'm going to talk from my experience a little bit and give you some information on my van and would I suggest it as a starter van for a UK gardener. So to start off with, this van is extremely reliable. I'll say off the bat, it's been brilliant for me. I can't fault it at all. I've done about 48,000 miles in this van now, so I've had it for quite a while. One thing I really like about this van, guys, is it sips diesel. It's not a thirsty old thing at all, so it's really cheap to run. Tax isn't the best on it, it being an older vehicle, and I guess if you're in a ULEZ area, you totally ain't gonna, you know, think about one of these at all. But if you're in the countryside and you're a gardener and you're sort of thinking about getting a van, you know, because there's a couple of you that I know do it from cars, which is quite inspirational. So if you're thinking about moving to a van, would I recommend it? Yes, I would. Although I think something a little bigger wouldn't go amiss. You can see I'm having to tow a trailer most of the time, which, you know, for me isn't a problem, but for some people they might not want to do that, and in which case a bigger van is the answer and is the solution. And me personally, this van has been amazing, and I'll continue to use this throughout this season. However, you know, I am starting to outgrow it now, and I'm starting to look for other options. I don't want something too big, but at the end of the day, guys, a bigger, a nicer van is just a luxury. It's not an essential, is it? But I'd really like to hear your thoughts. If you've seen anything that you think I could do better, or any sort of organisation tips, please drop them in the comments. I'm always willing to hear them, guys. And I also want to apologise for you guys because I've not been very consistent on the YouTube channel at the minute. However, I'm struggling to find work. The diary's looking about as dry as Gandhi's flip-flop, so it's not ideal. But we're working through it. I'm doing a lot of odd jobs at the minute, guys, and not really stuff that's worth filming, so I haven't been. The videos that I have had in the pipeline, I've had to delay because I've had a few problems and that sort of thing, but they will be with you very soon, guys. So, guys, please tell me in the comments what sort of van you run. Guys, are you on the side of box van, or are you on the side of tipper? I know there's a bit of a debate within the gardening industry, and there's a few different approaches you can take. But I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Please educate me on what you think the best route and option is to go with, and I'll be really appreciative. So I'm going to end this one there. I think it's been a bit of a shorter video than my normal ones. However, I still hope you enjoyed. Also, please like, subscribe, and remember, if your garden's looking worse for wear, call Hampshire and Dorset Garden Care. Have a good evening, guys.